Stablecoins are continuing to grow almost every single month. And even in the month of May alone, we had almost $2.7 trillion in monthly transfer volume. This is very significant. Right now, in the last 30 days, we have about 2.79 trillion monthly transfer volume. 35.43% is what we are up in the last 30 days. And also, the market cap of stablecoins is closing in on $240 billion. This is crazy. But the growth across the board from monthly transfer volume to monthly active addresses is in double-digit figures. We are closing in on 30 million monthly active addresses around stablecoins. The adoption here for the stablecoin market is on fire. We absolutely love to see this. This is great. Now, we have been talking more so about RLUSD. Now, I've talked about RLUSD on so many occasions now. It feels very repetitive to bring up stablecoins, but guess what? In 2025, it's almost everything that we've been hearing from governments and from the big players is stablecoins, right? It's all about stablecoins, stablecoin legislation, stablecoin adoption, how we could utilize stablecoins to save the US dollar. This is very high IQ discussions. And if it does sound repetitive, I do apologize, but you got to remember what stablecoins actually are. They're that puzzle piece that falls into place that allows every single other, puzzle piece to connect to it. So once we have stablecoins in this market, fully regulated, guess what? Tokenization use cases, institutional DeFi use cases, adoption, all of that follows. Stablecoins are the enabler of all of these things. Now, in terms of RLUSD, monthly transfer volume is now up 5.33%. I know it doesn't seem like much. We're closing in on $1.7 billion though. Holders up almost to 32,000, and the market cap is now spiking up over, 16%. We started to see a little bit more growth around RLUSD. Now, what's interesting is this is showing us $336 million. Over here on CoinMarketCap, we're actually at about almost 370 million RLUSD. So we're starting to see a little bit more RLUSD being minted out. Now, yes, most of this is on Ethereum, 308.8 million. But I do suspect towards the end of this year, we're going to see a lot more stablecoin initiatives around the XRP ledger, which will also impact how much stablecoins are on the XRP ledger. And also, if we go to the XRP ledger, we can actually look at the stablecoin market caps on the ledger. We could track this in real time. We could also see the stablecoin holders. This has been pretty flat around like roughly 29,000 or so. But I have been focused a little bit more on the stablecoin side because I've been tracking this simply because of the fact that we don't yet have all the stablecoins that are going to be hitting the XRP ledger this year. Like, for example, BBRL, or even the Brazilian USD stablecoin, also Euro stablecoins. All of these things are starting to become a reality on the XRP ledger. We just have yet to actually see them here and track them in real time, which, again, by the end of this year, I do suspect we will see a lot more stablecoins on the XRP ledger with a lot more, market cap and value tied to it. But outside of that, let's actually talk a little bit more about RLUSD. Big shout out to Subjective Views because he did recently put out a great article. Or I shouldn't say article, but more so a post regarding this PDF file that is titled "The Role of Stablecoins in Financial Sovereignty." And we actually have here Ripple mentioned in a new Digital Euro Association report on the role of stablecoins in financial sovereignty. Palau Stablecoin PSC was highlighted as a government-led stablecoin initiative. They also showcased how it was built on the XRP ledger. Ripple and the Boston Consulting Group's paper was cited as a source with regards to the benefits of using stablecoins as settlement for tokenized assets. And there you have it, right? This is exactly what I mean. Stablecoins will be that settlement, asset for anything that's tokenized. Anything on chain, stablecoins are going to be tapped in. The remainder of the report explained that while stablecoins are revolutionizing global finance by enabling faster cross-border digital transactions, their rapid growth, especially in USD peg forms, poses serious challenges to national financial sovereignty, prompting urgent policy responses across monetary, regulatory, and payments, and also digital domains. Now, if we actually look into this report, we do see from the Digital Euro Association, right? Here we actually have the Palau stablecoin. Let me zoom in real quick. They do mention how it was developed with Ripple on the XRP ledger. This initiative aims to reduce transaction costs and enhance financial inclusion for Palau citizens. Unlike a CBDC, PSC operates on a public blockchain while maintaining government oversight through Palau's Ministry of Finance, demonstrating how smaller nations can leverage digital currencies to strengthen financial sovereignty. Ministry of Finance, Republic of Palau, 2024. And then, of course, over here, we do have the predominant use cases, crypto trading and decentralized finance, monetary store of value, cross-border payments and remittances, and then, of course, the settlement of tokenized assets. A newer but fast-growing use case involves stablecoins serving as the native cash leg for transactions involving tokenized real-world assets such as tokenized bonds, funds, or commodities, a market that has grown over 4,500% in the past 4 years. And yeah, that 4,500% growth rate in the last 4 years is definitely something to focus on. It is 22 billion. I think right now it's actually 24 billion. This is definitely an early on market, but the growth around it is going to be very significant, which is going to scale stablecoins in a big way, which will obviously impact these networks, including, of course, the XRP ledger. Now, talking more so about all of this, why am I bringing up stablecoin discussions? Well, it's because of what is now being talked about and what could be here next week. Let's go over to this post here, which is FCA registered BCP launches British pound stablecoin. We are now starting to see stablecoins launching around the world. This one in the UK. The UAE, their largest bank, FAB, to launch stablecoin partnering sovereign investor ADQ IHC. This was on April 29th. Now, also more recently, we have over here Hong Kong stablecoin law draws mainland attention. This is a big one because we are, really kind of watching tokenization within Hong Kong starting to boom a little bit because, again, nobody wants to be left behind. So the fact that tokenization is starting to boom a little bit more, they are trying to get this stablecoin law, completely passed through because they know that stablecoins are actually going to enable the tokenization boom. So you don't get the tokenization boom without stablecoins becoming a big piece of that, which is exactly why I said in the beginning of this video, you're going to be hearing a lot about stablecoins because it is an enabler of all of this. Now, I bring this up because of what's happening in the US. So, Crypto lobby pushes Senate to pass stablecoin bill without debate. The Genius Act could soon be up for Senate debate, and crypto lobbyists urged senators to quickly pass the bill as amendments on credit card fees threaten to delay the bill. And yes, the Genius Act is one that we have been focused on for quite some time. And I think that this is something that will not only impact the entire space in a big way, I think that it will actually open up the US market to digital dollars in a huge way. But we have here, we, the undersigned representing the digital asset and blockchain industry in Washington, recognize the Genius Act as a critical legislation that aims to create a clear and effective regulatory framework for stablecoins. As the bill continues through the amendment process, we respectfully urge lawmakers to remain committed to its central goal, providing a targeted and comprehensive approach to stablecoin oversight. The bipartisan effort already invested in this bill is commendable, and we are eager to work with policymakers to ensure that the final legislation maintains this positive momentum. And this is actually from the Blockchain Association, and yeah, I completely agree with them. Now, do I think that this is going to be the case? 100%. I actually think that we're going to see this accelerated. We have over here from Eleanor Terrett, new update on Genius Act amendment negotiations. I'm told that more than 60 amendments have been floated so far, and Senate Republicans and Democrats are now negotiating to pare that list down to a more manageable number. If they reach a deal, the bill could see Senate floor time before the end of the week. If not, procedural hurdles will likely slow things down and push potential final passage into next week, which is exactly what I'm expecting. Next week should be the focus here. Again, anything is possible, but I'm focused on next week. Now, on top of that, we did hear from a few individuals. Number one, Senator Loomis. I'm not a huge fan of her, but I do think that she's actually right on the ball with this. We have here massive the Genius Act stablecoin bill could pass next week, confirmed Senator Loomis. This isn't just bullish, it's historic for XRP. Banks will finally trust digital assets. XRP enters legal payment rails. Institutional money can now flow into RippleNet. This is how mass adoption begins. You thought we were early, we're prehistoric. And although there is a lot of, clickbaitish things within this, it is true, right? Like what we are actually starting to see here is the market open up in a huge way for stablecoin, adoption, right? Number one. But number two, you got to remember that stablecoins will bring banks in, right? Banks will adopt this. Institutional players will tap in a big way. Enterprise players, asset management companies, you name it. And it all starts with stablecoins. But check this out.
We will start voting on the Genius Act, the stablecoin bill, this week. I don't think we're going to complete it this week. We'll probably have to go into next week because a number of amendments will be filed. But we have worked long and hard to bring Democrats to the place where they can vote for cloture. I think we're there.
So what are the remaining hurdles for Democrats? What have they told you that their concerns are? What's keeping them from getting on board completely?
Well, we have generally agreed to many of the amendments they wanted. There were concerns about illicit finance. We've addressed some of those. And we're just waiting to see what amendments are filed by both parties as we move the bill to full consideration on the floor of the Senate. We will start voting on the...
So yeah, there's a lot ongoing around the Genius Act. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. We got to remember that this is probably one of the most important bills around stablecoins and even digital assets within the US. So we're definitely focused on this. There's a lot of ongoing discussions. We have been tracking this for the last few weeks now. I do suspect that we could have this fully passed through by the end of next week. It does also align with the whole idea that, in the summertime, we will get stablecoin legislation passed through, which is what we heard from the Trump admin. So I'm definitely looking into this a little bit more. Next week, I am going to have my eyes peeled to see anything happen with the Genius Act, but this is going to be a game changer. We heard it from many people. Even if we go back to just like the end of May, Bill Haggerty did put out a post saying the Genius Act brings America's payment system into the 21st century, cements US dollar dominance, protects customers, increases demand for US treasuries as well. And yeah, got to remember, that's not just about, regulating stablecoins. It's also about enabling the US digital asset market. Digital dollars supports everything around the dollar, meaning dollar dominance. It opens up the digital dollar market in a huge way for demand to grow around US treasuries, number one. Number two, the dollar itself will see significant traction. And also, this is really ushering payments and even fiat currencies into the 21st century. This is going to be a game changer. It's going to enable everything. It's going to open up the market in a huge way. And I think that a lot of people are just overlooking how prepared Ripple has been around this. Got to remember that RLUSD just got approved as a recognized crypto token by the Dubai Financial Services Authority. On top of that, we already know that RLUSD is already fully approved as well by the New York Department of Financial Services. So when we think about all of this and we think about what's going on around stablecoins within the US, well, Ripple has been fully prepared. RLUSD is fully ready to take over in a huge way. I'm very excited about what's going to be happening going forward. If we do get this stablecoin bill passed by the end of next week, expect some pretty big fireworks happening around digital assets within the US. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, set notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, Nick, thanks for watching. Peace out.